Greetings, listeners, and welcome to the first episode of The Tale Collector. I'm your host, Erica Adams. In this monthly radio series, I'm going to tell you about a story and its creation, whether it be a book, movie, video game, some music, a show, or any other medium that I believe deserves attention or discussion. I will choose them based on an occasion corresponding in some ways to the creator's life or the story's time or theme. I will also make sure to mention the rating or age recommendation of a given story beforehand so that everyone will know whether it is appropriate for them or their families. And with that said, let's get started. This first episode is particularly special to me because July 28th is also the day that my first book, Allie's Adventure on the Wonder, was first published as an ebook. On a similar note, this is also the anniversary of a web series that, despite its primary focus on video games, encourages creative thinking for anyone pursuing an interest or even career in any kind of artistic media. Today, I am going to tell you about Extra Credits, airing from 2008 to the present and recommended for viewers 16 and up. Extra Credits was conceived while creator and animator Daniel Floyd was a student at the Savannah College of Art and Design, making lecture videos for his courses in respective art history and media theory. He later began making more videos, then unofficially called Video Games and, insert topic or issue here, with the help of game designer James Portnow, who has, quote, worked on everything from Call of Duty to Farmville, unquote. Initially featured on the online magazine The Escapist, as well as on the Penny Arcade distribution channel, PATV. As of 2014, the official series has begun airing on its own YouTube channel on a weekly basis. Episodes typically run anywhere from 4.5 to 10 minutes, and the visual style of the show, according to Floyd, is loosely based on that of Ben Yahtzee Crosshaw's YouTube series of video game reviews, Zero Punctuation. Floyd himself hosts and narrates each episode, standing behind a podium like a professor before a class of students, and addressing the viewers in a voice that has been altered to an amusingly higher pitch than normal. Adding to the entertainment value of the presentation, he, Portnow, and the rest of the show's staff are presented as cute cartoon stick-like doodles, and video games, when described generally, are personified as green squares, most likely because of how many games today come in green cases, i.e. Xbox, complete with faces, hands, and feet. Altogether, they engage in exploits that, along with random internet images, become visual puns when coupled with whatever statement Floyd is presenting at the moment. Throughout its 7+ seasons, there have been both official show artists, as well as guest artists, who may do the art for just a few episodes. That said, a running gag of the series that I find to be one of the funniest is when the show's artist, at the time, is depicted as being the one who is the craziest of the bunch and the one whose antics are among the quirkiest. For instance, the show's first main artist, Alison Theus, often drew her cartoon form with claws and fangs. Either that, or it would be carrying the eraser end of a giant pencil in a threatening manner. She, the cartoon form, would then chase and attack the panicking Floyd or Portnow or other figures for comedic effect. Another tradition that the Extra Credits creators partake in that I thoroughly enjoy occurs every Halloween. On an episode that occurs on or near the holiday, the Extra Credits cartoon avatars are drawn, dressed up as various video game characters. Juxtaposing this entertaining style is the show's didactic premise. Extra Credits means not only to educate future video game designers on how to create engaging, high-quality games and how to market and sell them to both publishers and players, but to promote video games as a legitimate, respectable form of art, much like literature, film, and music. There are many topics related to games that each episode covers. according to their YouTube channel websites. Some of these include, but are not limited to, game narrative, or how to tell memorable stories effectively in games through mechanics and gameplay as well as visuals, game community, or how players treat non-players and each other both inside and outside of video games, especially with regards to politics, controversy, and social issues like racial and sexual diversity, game industry, or essentially the business end of video game creation, presentation, and distribution, and my personal favorite, game analysis, the exploration of games, both individual and in general, and how they can and do impact the real lives of people and what these games can teach us as players, designers, and most importantly, human beings. It was one of these videos that I found first, and thus introduced me to Extra Credits. While I was searching for videos of Journey, an exquisite video game from the developer, That Game Company, I discovered the two-part Extra Credits episodes, The Hero's Journey, in which Floyd discusses the narrative concept of the hero's journey as first coined by famed mythologist Joseph Campbell in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, using examples from the game Journey to illustrate how this concept can be used more effectively in video games. The Extra Credits YouTube channel also features some other shows created and hosted by the same staff and shown with their signature animation style. These include Extra Remix, in which Floyd talks about musicians who specialize in remixing video game tunes with their own unique styles. Design Club, in which Floyd discusses a specific game level, item, or mechanic and how it serves to enhance its respective game and the experience of the gameplay. James Recommends, a sort of expansion on the games you might not have heard of or tried episodes. This one is the exception to the animation rule, featuring Portnow in live action, as he chooses a game that may not have gotten a lot of attention upon release, and talks about what is interesting about it and why it deserves to be played. Extra History, in which Floyd, rather than talking about video games, instead focuses on lesser-known events in real-world history, such as the seminal tragedy that led to World War I, the Second Punic War, and the history of the Zulu Empire in Africa, just to name a few. And finally, the miniseries Side Quest. Similar to the Let's Play videos so often seen on YouTube, this spin-off features Dan playing Dark Souls with James coaching him, and the two discussing the game throughout. At the moment, new episodes of Extra Remix and Design Club have been postponed, but new episodes of the main Extra Credits series, James Recommends, and Extra History are uploaded to the EC YouTube channel every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, respectively. Episodes of Side Quests will be uploaded every Monday and Thursday, and the Dark Souls portion will have a planned running time of about 6 weeks as of June 1st. Whether they will continue this series with more games afterwards remains to be seen. In Floyd's own words, the EC team has called themselves gaming's evangelists, trying to disprove all of the negative stereotypes of video games and all who enjoy them. This is doubly important, as games are so often used as scapegoats whenever senseless and tragic acts of violence, like public shootings, occur, among other reasons. It's not only that the team wants to show that games aren't bad, it's that they want to show how and why games can be good, and that they have redeeming value and potential to be educational and therapeutic, as well as entertaining. Extra Credits is fun, informative, and a must-see for not only game enthusiasts, but media students and creative thinkers as a whole. Gather round next time for another tale you may have forgotten or have never heard before. Until then, listeners, may inspiration always find you.